Hi friends, Anna here again, and I have a special guest with me today to talk about one of the suburbs that I mentioned to you all in the last video, Mechanicsville, Virginia, which is where I currently live, and my friend and co-worker here at Keaton & Co. Real Estate, Eric, will go ahead and talk about all the info and insight he has for living there, over 15 years now?
Even more than that, I've lived there since 2003.
Awesome. Well, I'll kind of go over a few things that I think are total pros to Hanover, and then I'm gonna turn the mic over to him. All right, so first, I would say a lot of folks, even within the close proximity and close areas around Mechanicsville, are moving to Hanover County for the school system. Right now, the school system's currently ranked number 17 out of 58, I believe. I know for a lot of young families, that's a big deal because now you're starting to think about where you want your kids to grow up and obviously stay and have a good education. And the second super pro for me, which is one of the main reasons why I love Mechanicsville, is the suburban feel where you have, your neighbor right next door that you can go borrow sugar from, your kids can play together, all of those wonderful things, while still being able to have that rural aspect. So Target may be 15 minutes down the road, but you also have a farm where you can get your poultry, your eggs, your meats, any of that stuff 7 minutes down the road. All right, so now Eric's gonna share a couple of awesome things that he loves about Hanover, just any insight. It's really valuable to have him here. He worked for the fire department for 15 years. So I'm really excited for him to share his experience.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. First of all, I think we should talk about maybe our cool sweaters.
I know.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. And,
I won first place, by the way.
And I got social media king.
You did.
If it's not.
Hence why he's here, right?
Yeah,
right? It's going to be good.
I was with Hanover Fire Department for 15 years before I took the leap to start doing this full time. They do have 24/7 fire and emergency services response with 17 stations.
Wow. I didn't know there was that many.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, Hanover's really huge.
480 square miles, I think it is. But even in the rural areas such as Beaver Dam, you still do have 24/7 emergency fire and EMS.
So everyone's covered.
I've lived in Hanover ever since I got out of the Army in the Mechanicsville
So it's
area.
home. It's really home.
Yeah. So now my son, he started in Hanover school system. Now he's being homeschooled.
I get it.
Yeah.
Another great thing is they've given families the choice to go in person or stay virtual, which I know a lot of counties didn't do that. So, obviously you can make your own choice based on your family, which is obviously a huge pro for most people.
Yep. My son loved, he started in kindergarten at Kersey Creek Elementary School. He loved it. So the teachers are amazing. The curriculum's great.
And to piggyback off of that too, what I found, so the reason why I ended up in Mechanicsville, so I grew up in Northern Virginia. I think I told you all this in an earlier video. But basically, I ended up there because my husband grew up there. And so we ended up back at his old stomping grounds. And I see that a lot, which I think says a lot to the area and how families raise their children. A lot of our friends that he grew up with end up coming back and moving their families into Mechanicsville. It says a lot.
And that goes for me too. I'm third, so my grandparents lived in Hanover, and then my parents now live in Hanover as well. So.
Awesome. And kind of continuing on the tangent of family, because I know that that's obviously super important to a lot of people now that we're kind of at home a lot. When I was staying at home with my girls, I found, and this is a con for me, it may not be a con for other people, I feel like the parks could be a little more geared towards the younger kids, the younger toddlers. There are some, of course, like Eric just said, they're a little spread out, but you have to drive to Henrico and other surrounding areas. New Kent has some great parks too. So that would be the only slight downfall, but a pro with that is that some of the newer neighborhoods now actually are starting to build parks within the neighborhood. So our friends just moved into a neighborhood that's still developing, and they have an awesome park.
The newer neighborhoods are taking that into consideration, the playgrounds and some dog parks. More pools are going into some of the neighborhoods, which is always a big
Yeah,
plus.
I think that's all we got for you guys today. Let's give a round of applause to Eric, our social media king, who graced us with his presence. We're so excited to have him here. And, you know, thanks for tuning in, guys. And again, if you have any comments, any feedback, please drop it below. As always, I love to hear from you guys, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.